You're in the Dawgpound with TJ Grumm and Matt Kumor here on allnoiseradio.com, powered by All Noise Radio. I'm TJ Grumm.
And I'm Matt Kumor.
He's Matt Kumor. We're part of the Dawgpound. You're in the Dawgpound. Welcome to another edition of the Dawgpound.
It's going to get feisty this week, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get feisty.
It's kind of like the game this past weekend.
Kind of like the game this past weekend.
And that takes us to our first dog bite. The Bulldogs defeated the Delaware Buccaneers 32-26.
In a lot closer game than I thought was going to happen.
It just didn't look right. You know, we were watching the game, and it was a little slow. You know, I thought the Bulldogs should have been up by a lot, and for the first half of that game, you know, the Bulldogs scored, I think, on the majority of their possessions. I'm not entirely sure the count. I failed to keep track of that. But the defense just kind of, you know, every so often let a big play in. And I'm not entirely sure what was happening there. I think
something had to do with it was more along the lines of they had 2 weeks off, so they seemed slow out of the gate. Mm-hmm. I know that the practices were obviously still upbeat and up-tempoed, but you can't really make game time like you
can't play game speed.
Exactly, you can't play game speed on practice because the energy is not there. Mm-hmm. And I feel like because they were coming out and playing the Bucs and not playing the Hornets or the Steelers, they kind of came out and played down to their level a little bit. Which I mean, they came out with the win, still staying undefeated. But I mean, yet like you said, the defense really wasn't there. And one star on defense that I love talking about is Denzel Jones, and he wasn't a ball hawk this weekend.
No, you know, they didn't throw it to him all that much.
Yeah.
That was the problem. You know, he didn't get all those chances. You know, and then he did have those chances, and for the most part, he kept them contained. But he did have a few plays where it kind of would have cost him. You know, had this game gone a different, 32-26 the other way, and it would have been the first loss for the Bulldogs. And the Bucs would have won, but you know, as we're sitting here, Bulldogs are undefeated.
Yeah, good teams get through adversity,
mm-hmm.
and regardless of who they play and whatever comes out, good teams always find a way to win.
And Coach Turk, who will be on, Coach Adam Turk, will be on later, within this hour. He was sitting there in post game, said, "Look, guys, we played not up to our standard." You know, he used other words, but you know, we can't use those words on radio. But he said, "Look, great teams overcome those bad games. You know, they played." You know, they struggled on defense sometimes. You know, they let some defensive lapse. Offense, you know, Mike Merritt had 3 interceptions, 2 of which were during extra point conversions,
and one was at the end of the half. So.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just, but he overthrew Dijon or Omar Clark on that one though.
Yeah,
and I don't know, I think he was 5, almost 10 yards in front of him on the play.
Yeah, but that play was more of along the lines of a halftime Hail Mary to get some points on the board. So the fact that it was picked off was kind of like it's kind of a cheap interception.
Yeah, but I mean, we saw Merritt be so pinpoint accurate, and if he didn't get it, like if it wasn't going to be catched by his wide receivers, it wasn't going to be caught by the opposition.
I think that I don't know if it's true or not, but I think Turk told him to be more aggressive on 2-point conversions because, like you said, I mean, you get 2 points. How many times have we seen 2-point conversions get returned for the house this year?
Yeah,
well, it happened twice last week.
Yeah, that was the thing.
But other than that, I mean, you don't really see much teams getting 2-point conversions off a fumble or a pick return for a touchdown. So I think he was more aggressive to getting more points because if you score 8 3 times, it's as many points as a team scoring 4 touchdowns and not getting any extra points. So realistically, you have one last possession, and you still have many points as them.
Yeah, but you want to score the most points. That's the name of this game. Any sport is to score the most points.
I didn't know that. So interesting.
I graduated high school. But you know, I think they went 1 for 5 on 2-point or on extra point attempts. You know, the 2 interceptions from Merritt. I believe they had a fumble or a bad snap that caused a rush play, and then they had the conversion. That's 6 points that they could have put up, and this game is a 12-point game. You know, if this game was, you know, like I said, the other way around, and they lost by 6, those 6 points would have tied the game.
Yeah.
And they might be still playing this game, hopefully not. But, you know, the result is the result. Bulldogs are undefeated. They defeated the Bucs, and we're sitting here all happy.
But the thing is, though, they didn't look all bad.
No.
They didn't look all bad. That D line at times, I believe they had 3, 4, I feel like 5 sacks in the first half. I know on one drive they got 2 sacks and they let up a first down and they got 2 more sacks.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact that defensive line is always going to come and bring it. And boy, how about Eric Childs?
I'm glad you said that.
How about Eric Childs? He is a man beast.
You took my line. That brings us to our second dog bite. Eric Childs, man beast, and I put that down on my notes right here. Eric Childs, man beast.
It's in quotes. I'm looking at it right now.
I know it's written down. So he's just. We were watching it. Bulldogs got the first possession. They get down to the goal line pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was after that bomb at Dijon.
Yeah. What else is new? We'll also have Dijon Thomas, wide receiver for the Bulldogs, on later this hour.
That's gonna be exciting excitement.
Yeah, he'll enter the Dawgpound. But we were watching that game, that first possession, and after the first play, the bomb to Dijon, we look at the quarterback and Merritt's not in, and we had spent the week thinking Merritt's gonna be in all the time. They don't need to run a Wildcat type offense. Well, Turk fooled us. He put in Eric Childs. And the first play did not run all that smooth.
No, the first play actually got him 9 yards.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, the second play got nothing, and then the third play was actually a little borderline trickery.
Borderline trickery. I wouldn't even say borderline. It was trickery.
Eric Childs dropped. He looked like he was going to go run, drop back, and then
jump pass.
And then your boy Kareem did it. They did the whole Tim Tebow from Florida. Pass
did you see
the end zone?
All the big guys? They were doing the whole Jacoby Jones. I don't know what that dance is called, but there's chopsticks. I don't know what it's called.
Can you do that again for me?
Yeah, I'll do it again real quick. Our viewers on YouTube, they're probably looking at it like, what is he doing? Stop it! Sit down, stop. And then the next possession for the very first one for the Bucs, he intercepts it and returns it about 8 to 10 yards for a touchdown.
You can't get all the credit on that one because the ball was deflected.
Yes,
but it was a heck of a return.
He was there,
and he was in the right place.
Oh yeah, and that's all it is.
And he was in the right place all day.
Yeah, here's the problem. All right, I'm gonna get this out of the way now. He needs better stickum. He really does. He had, I think I counted 3 dropped interceptions, 3 that were in his hand. Like you couldn't place anybody. He had this, he had that. He had it. Didn't they just? I mean, that might have helped the fact that they would have won by more. I think
I know. One time you're not going to say it, but I am. He did get hit in the face with one ball.
Yeah,
he was falling over when it happened. So I mean, that's a tough play. I'm not an athlete, so I can't say, I would have made that. But he made enough plays that game, and he was making tackles. He was getting. Yeah. He was doing everything.
And we
else
were talking about him prior, on the IGL Weekly show. He had, I think it was like 20. He had 21 tackles going into the holiday break. 21 tackles in 4 games. And I think he had another 6 this game, including, and then he had a couple rushes for positive yard. He had that touchdown. It's man beast is the only way I could describe it. I was trying to think of a better word. It goes like they're saying child's play, but it is child's play.
It's Eric's child's play.
It's Eric's child's play. And I guess we'll talk to Turk. I hope he named that touchdown Eric Child's play.
Yeah.
But it's just he was ridiculous. We were sitting there talking about how he's a defensive force, and Turk just turned him into an offensive weapon.
Yeah. And
as if they needed any more. I mean, really.
I think my favorite part about the Wildcat was when they had number 90 Marquise going right in motion across
right on
the
that
line.
Touchdown pass.
Yeah, I was like, geez, Keith is in motion. I do not want to be that defensive back.
No, and you know for a fact, this is coming at me, and that helped to the play. They thought, they saw Keys coming in, they saw him going in motion. They're like, oh, he's going to the left. Nope. He Tebow jump pass, and Kareem's 6'10", and he's a big boy. You get it in there.
Yeah, he played basketball. He knows how to box out.
Yeah. So, oh my! Is there anything else we can say about Eric Childs without repeating ourselves, or should we just repeat ourselves?
Man beast.
The man beast, and I'm gonna try to get that name, nickname, unless they have another one for him. In which case, I'll gladly step aside and let that one be the nickname. But I think man beast is a good one. I hope it is, at least. What I hope. I'm not good at nicknames, so I'm happy if that one sticks.
You can't call him a child beast because he's way more than a child.
I know, but that's what you saw it. I was trying to tell you, like, he's not a child, he's a man. Yeah, it's a grown man.
Yeah, he's a heck of a football player.
Oh my God, we're just crushing. There was, for all the good that we talked about and a little bit of bad, there was one glaring, terrible, just bird dropping on this game.
Oh, when you're driving on the highway and you get that big white bird
Don't even talk. That
smack
happened
right
to me
in your
last
windshield.
week. I wasn't too happy about that. It's a bummer.
And then you run out of windshield wiper. It's the worst.
That's
It's the worst.
exactly what happened.
You try and drive you try and get around it. People are like, what the heck is this guy doing behind you? Is he dancing? He's
Yeah,
not a
you're like,
good
oh,
dancer."
come on.
We already know
Back
TJ's not a
to
good dancer.
As for something off air. So the bird dropping that I'm referring to, it also is black and white.
It is black and white. Vertical stripes, correct?
Yeah, vertical stripes. Dog bite number the refs, terrible play. They were terrible all day, but none worse. I think they got worse as the day went on. The Bulldogs and Bucks were the third game, the last game on the slate for IGL on Saturday at the Wells Fargo Center. And they just got worse as it went along. And like I said, none worse in this last game. I made a note in the second quarter and the third quarter. Bad refs, bad refs, bad refs. I shouldn't have to do that.
And the thing is, though, they're not only are they just bad, they can't facilitate a game. Like, people are shoving back and forth each time. You got to get right on that, call a penalty immediately, and make it stop happening, because these guys, they're competitors. They're playing football. They're always making contact with each other. So it's just going to make them more fired up and get in the other guy's face.
Yeah, it's just and it came to a boiling point in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. What happened was Michael Merritt stepped up in the pocket, and number 52 tackled him. And after being on the ground for 2.5 seconds, number 52 gave him a swift elbow right to the ribs. And there were a lot of bodies around, but either way, a ref's got to see that. And I mean, even though it is retaliation,
there's a cheap shot.
It was a cheap shot. Something's got to be done about that. The refs have to facilitate the game and make a call and realize that, oh, there's always something going on.
Yeah.
All
right. I want to play devil's advocate. It's hard to see that sometimes. Especially if there's a lot of bodies. But if you see, it's got to be to a point where it's not just aggressive play at that point. When you see a lineman, I'm a former high school lineman. Big deal, right? I know. But if somebody even touched my quarterback after the whistle went, it was all.
And that's exactly what Kareem did.
And he put 52 in the dirt. Or the turf.
And they both got sportsmanlike conduct penalties, and that was it. And they both got waved off.
Yeah. No, they didn't get waved off. They got walked off. I don't know why they walked off. That's another thing. I don't think these refs understand when there's a personal foul on one guy from say the Bulldogs and one from the Bucks, they offset. There's no need to go through and walk it off unless you're trying to do it on purpose, just to be have people like, oh, what are these guys doing? They're walking off two penalties that are going to end up nowhere. But the thing. The major point that it's more so the player, but the refs didn't help this at all. We had said, it came to a boiling point. 52 of the Bucks, like every other player in the IGL, wants to be on the Soul, Philadelphia Soul.
Wants to make it to that
They
next
want to
level.
get to be a professional arena football leaguer. When you're doing backyard, schoolyard BS like that, if I'm one of the coaches for the Soul, I'm not saying that guy's got terrible attitudes. There's other words I want to use, but I'm not using them right now. So, Matt, what do you think?
I mean, I completely agree. I mean, you look at the guys who actually are professionals and have that and had a good standard of who they were. Was it John Henderson a couple years ago stepped on some guy's
Albert Hainsworth.
Albert Hainsworth stepped on some guy's raw face. The Nagano Sue does everything dirty that he possibly can, and I feel like if they were looked prior to doing that, then they wouldn't be as respected as and highly quoted as they were. And if you're playing in an amateur league and you want to become a professional, be a professional at all times in the field. Because if people see that, they're not going to want to be like, oh, this guy's got an attitude. I want him to play. I want to play for my team. No, you want. I mean, yeah, you like guys with attitudes, but the attitudes that are controlled on the field to let it out on the other players legally, not illegal. You don't
between the whistles. Keep it between the whistles.
You never ever cheap shot anybody. The Eagles and the Giants don't give cheap shots.
No.
They hate each other. The Cowboys and the Giants, they hate each other. But there's no cheap shots.
Yeah. You don't know. You don't need. There's no room for that. And if that's the kind of players that this league's you have, all these guys want a chance, and you're not gonna say no to these guys. But have a standard. Like, look, you do this, you're out. Not even a suspension. You're out.
If there isn't,
because these guys they're using the IGL to be seen. No, I don't want you to do that. If I'm the brass of the IGL, that 52's out. He's not a part of this league anymore. He can go find work elsewhere. No, that's not the kind of guy we want in our league. We'll ask Coach Adam Turkel about
I
that.
can't wait to hear his
I
response.
know he's excited for
His
it.
response is going to be beautiful.
We'll have him on next, and then we'll have Dijon Thomas up after him later in the hour, right here on the Dawgpound on allnoiseradio.com, powered by All Noise Radio.
Con los terroristas.
Harlem Shake.
Welcome back to the Dawgpound. I'm TJ Grumm, my host, Matt Kumor, and we're joined by a special guest, the head coach of the New Jersey Bulldogs himself, Adam Turkel.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on tonight.
Welcome to the program.
Our pleasure. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Coach, how's it going? Right off the bat.
It's going all right. You know, we're progressing, going through our program. Here we are mid-season. I think we're in a fairly good stride. Like any other football team, I think we have things we need to solve, things we need to get straightened out. But if you ask me, would I rather straighten them out from 6-0 as opposed to 0-6? I'll take the position.
Yeah. Before we get into Saturday's game, we want to know a little bit more about you. What made you want to be or pursue a career as a head coach of football?
I'm a football junkie. I've been a football junkie since I was a kid. I started playing football organized when I was 6. Played all my life, and then I got to the point to where in later years, early for a player's career, I got a couple of bad injuries, a couple of bad knee injuries. Kind of did me in, slowed down my ability to play. Surgery in the 80s wasn't what it is now. So it was playing games. I kind of lost my chance collegiately, started playing semi-pro, got to the point where I was icing my knees all the time for 2 days, missing work after games. And it just got to the point where, okay, well, the only way I'm going to stay involved in this game is if I'm coaching in this game. So at the time, I had a team of peers who were putting a team together, basically my old teammates, and they needed a coach. And I decided to take the job, and that was in 1994, and the rest is history.
So as a coach, where have your journeys taken you, I guess?
Well, most of it's been mainly minor league football. This is now my second arena stint. My first arena stint was in the year 2005 in the National Indoor Football League, the NIFL, with the New Jersey Extreme. I took over for Perry Williams, who had been the head coach for the first couple of games and didn't assemble such a great team. Made some changes, tried to keep us competitive. Did something innovative, ran a wishbone in an arena, which everybody hated me for at the time because I was slowing the game down. But I didn't really have a quarterback, and I had 3 really good running backs, and I said, the hell with it, I'm going to try to do what I can. Mm-hmm. And then back to semi-pro again. One of the things I also did for a long time is I was a league commissioner. I was the commissioner of the North American Football League for a couple of years. And then I was one of the forefathers, one of the inventors, and the first commissioner for the first 5 years of the Regional American Football League. Then I just missed football again. I got tired of being all administrative, telling teams what to do. You do this, you do that. Meanwhile, in the interim, I'm not coaching myself, going nuts, yelling at TVs, throwing things at the TV screen, Forget about it. You got to see me during the game. If I'm not coaching, I have no outlet, and I'm watching, let's say, the Jets, which are really aggravating to watch. I'm throwing things all the time. So I missed the game. I got out of league administration, went back to coaching a couple of years ago.
Okay. All right. That's interesting take. You guys won this past week over the Delaware Buccaneers, 32-26.
Right.
We were talking about it a little bit prior. Not exactly the outcome that everybody expected. I know you yourself expected more points and less points from them, a larger score.
Exactly.
But one of the things that we saw right away that completely drew our interest was you ran a Wildcat-type offense with Eric Childs.
Yeah. We put that in during the layover.
The 2 weeks layover.
Yeah. We haven't really been much of a running team to this point, and different reasons. One reason is that we have an outstanding receiving core. Mm-hmm. We've had really good quarterbacks. We got really good pass-blocking offensive line, and the arena game is geared to throw. So we focused on that. We've been able to do it. But ever since Bartuk went out for the season, I realized that I'm getting a little thin in that quarterback neighborhood now. So now I want to protect my quarterback a little bit. So the way to do that is to put a couple of my big guys in there and let them start beating people up a little bit and running the ball some. It'll get him off the field for as many plays. I think it'll make him more effective overall because we're going to tire people out. You know, I'll tell anybody in this league, we're running that Wildcat formation, so you better be ready to defend it because I'm sticking 5 big guys in front of you.
Yeah, it's funny too because I remember the first play I was watching. We saw Michael Merritt wasn't in, which was kind of a shock, and we had Childs at the quarterback, and then Marquise goes in motion. I was like, oh, this is exciting. I do not want to be that quarterback. That was scary.
Yeah. Well, Marquise, obviously, Slocum is insanely athletic for a man of his size.
Yeah.
He moves as good as a man at 375 pounds that I have ever seen. He's quick. He's nimble. You got to see him in practice and sprints. He's out running running backs, which I love because it gives me the ammo to yell at people. You know, I start teeing off on people. Slocum's beating you to the line. Are you kidding me? You weigh up 200 pounds less than him. So I figured putting Marquise, you know, in motion, especially when we go left with Big Kareem over there, you know, that's 750 pounds of beef coming at you. You know, oh, by the way, the other wing is Shane, who only weighs 310. He's the small one of the bunch. You know, so I figured that even if people know it's coming, it's going to be hard to stop. You know, Childs is a player who's played for me for a long time, on and off. He's actually was on my extreme team.
Okay.
And it's amazing the transformation he's undergone. He's gone from skinny, super athletic receiver safety to a man who literally can play any position on the field, will hit you till you cry, and will make every big play you need him to make in the spot he needs to make him. He's just a football player now.
Yeah, we were calling him the man beast in our first segment because he was everywhere all over the field, offense, defense last week, and he was everywhere. But I think it was the third time he ran the Wildcat. It was little. Not a little. It was definitely trickery because he went left, came back, and just kind of did the little Tim Tebow national championship to Kareem in the end zone.
That was we put we put that in. We put it in. It's a tight end option play, and it's a design pass play, and it's meant to look like our running play that we run to the left side. And the whole point is to draw him in. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about Kareem Wright, but Kareem Wright played for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, I was telling him, it was like when you're throwing it to him in the end zone, he's pretty much boxing out everybody. So.
Dude, not only can he box out and out-rebound everybody in there just with his size, but he probably has the best hands on the team. The guy played professional basketball. He was on the Lakers roster. He was a guy who did tricks on the Globetrotters. We know the type of team the Globetrotters are. You got to do all types of hand quickness, hand tricks, blah, blah, blah. And this is no disrespect to my receivers, but there's not a lineman on the planet that might not have hands like him. So why not throw it up 7 feet in the air and tell him to reach his arms up and let's see who can knock him out of the way. So we ran a play and it worked.
Yeah, and it works. It worked well because that defense was fooled. I don't think there was anybody near him. So obviously the other teams are going to be looking at that in the future, but. You're not, like you said, it's going to be very hard to stop. You're not getting him off balance and whatnot.
And especially because you have Eric Childs and he's running at you.
Right. And not only that, if your linebacker wants to stand flat-footed, I'm happy to drag Dijon Thomas behind the back of the end zone behind you, too. Yeah. So if you want to sit there and wait for Kareem, then, I'll let my best receiver beat you across the field. Pick your poison, basically, is what that comes down to.
Yeah. Here with Coach Adam Turkel of the New Jersey Bulldogs here on the Dawgpound on allnoiseradio.com, powered by All Noise Radio. Now, during your postgame, we were there for your postgame interview for the IGL Weekly Show, which you can catch on TV 51, Channel 25 on Comcast and Verizon.
Right.
You were trying to bait our interviewer Darren Winberg into asking about the refs.
Who, me?
Maybe it was you. Maybe it was Doppelganger.
It could have been. I don't know if I instigate like that, so I don't know if that's my type of deal.
Yeah. But we talked about it. These refs were terrible all day, and it got just worse as the day along. Your game, by far the worst.
I got to tell you, that fourth quarter, I'm a coach who is always noisy with the officials because whether people want to admit it's part of the game or not, you have to work the officials. You have to. It's part of sportsmanship. It's part of gamesmanship. You never want to see the other team getting calls the other way, but there's a couple of things that when they happen are inexcusable. The first part of this game, this is a developmental league. We should be protecting our players. That should be our first and primary objective. They redshirt the kicker. The damn kicker is not allowed to be touched. All right? So if we're taking it that far, first you have a play at, I think it was late in the third quarter. Molitaris makes a catch on an out route. goes down, clear as day on film. Number 3 from the Buccaneers comes over and taps him on the back. Molitaris gets up to show the official the ball that he made the catch. A Buccaneer hits him. Nobody blew the whistle for it to be dead. The Buccaneers recover the ball. Now, never mind the fact that it's just a garbage football call and that it's a terrible, terrible call. How could you not see this happening? But to go one step further, you just put this kid at risk. Mm-hmm. This kid was just standing up prone, holding the ball in the air like this, and somebody thudded him because you neglected to blow a whistle on a play that was clearly down. And then when you go into the fourth quarter and you see what happened with my quarterback, Michael Merritt, that's just disgraceful. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't believe the officials didn't throw him out of the game. You know, I went ballistic about it. I thought that he should have been tossed and a 1-game suspension minimum. No questions asked. Again, if you're protecting players, if you're redshirting your kicker, you know, how are you going to let somebody hit him? And you can look at the film. It's a solid 2.5 seconds after Merritt goes down. He's on the ground for a solid 2 seconds. You see the defender come over with his forearm up and go full strength right into his ribs.
Yeah, and you know your line protected the quarterback as is their job.
That's their job.
And it did get physical. But the thing I noticed compared to last week at the Pineland Center, the ref crews, last week they didn't let that kind of thing happen. The whistle blew, and that's it. You know, they had a quick whistle, and if there was any hint of a post play shoving, it was diffused real quickly. Warnings were all over the place last week. This week, not as much. They kind of let them get free, and you could see from the first game. I don't know if you saw the first game, the Steelers Falcons. They weren't exactly kosher with each other, but
right.
Far better, called than your game.
Right. Right. Well, I did notice that the white hat was different. He was a guy I hadn't seen before. I don't know if he's a new official. I really didn't think that they controlled it too well. I thought that the Buccaneers shots at us. And listen, when you're the king of the hill, people are going to try to knock you off the hill. I get that. But do it between the whistles. Don't try to put out my quarterback because he's beating you on routes and you want to get him out of the game. You want to get him out of the game? Then hit him before the whistle blows, before he throws the football. I got no problem with that because my team does plenty of that. Mm-hmm. That's fine and that's legal. But when it comes to the extracurricular stuff, I don't think it can be tolerated. I think that the league needs to set an example here. And, I've requested the league suspend him for a game. I've sent official notice to the league.
And one thing you said it's a developmental league. And it's not a professional league. All these players want to make it to the next level. That immediately hinders everything that player wanted to do to the next level.
Absolutely.
In that one play.
Absolutely. No, look at what people think now of Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, he used that example earlier.
How much different is he taken by his peers now? And never mind by his peers. How hard is he going to have getting a similar contract? Nobody's going to give him the top of the line contract, no matter how well he plays, because there is a black mark on his record that's going to take him a long time to get rid of. Mm-hmm. You think that some team is going to want to take a guy who's not even a pro yet, acting this way, and take a chance on their roster and their team's image? I don't think so.
Yeah, what's good as a player if he's going to be suspended every other game for his actions and maybe kicked out, within three games into a season?
Oh, when you start talking on a pro level, you start talking about fines.
Yeah.
You start talking about suspensions. You start talking about image. Never mind that, just image. How many fans do you see? You guys are down here in Cherry Hill. You're in the Philadelphia area. How quickly do fans get on a professional football player whose image is poor?
I mean, it just happened this week with Kerry Williams. Have you heard his interview yet?
There you go.
Yeah, he's hated by the Philadelphia fan base,
and he hasn't even touched the field yet.
There you go. And it just shows you how quickly it can turn, especially when you're talking about you're involved in a sport where there is media. There are people watching you. And I think that's part of the problem. Sometimes guys forget that. They're so into playing football, and a lot of them come from playing semi-pro where there's not crowds and there's not media coverage, and, it's almost sandlot-ish. But now they come to this and, they do something stupid, and IGL Weekly got it up there the next week. You get run over, somebody puts a helmet in your chest, and you end up flat on your behind. It's on IGL Weekly. Everybody's going to see it. I think that goes along the way with the good and the bad. It is good with that too. The good of it is that guy's going to get great looks. Marquise Slocum's going to get great looks. Dijon Thomas is going to get great looks. Kareem Wright's going to get great looks. These guys, if they play up to their potential, they're going to get great looks. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if you act like an ass, nobody's going to look. They're going to see it, and then they're not going to look. So I guess it comes down to, which player do you get? What do you get from each individual? What's he going to bring to the table? Is he going to bring something worthwhile to the table, or is he going to make you look bad and in turn make himself look bad? And that's why the league needs to make an example of this. They want this to be a league that people look at, that they take seriously, that they say there are prospects in this league. The first thing that they're going to want to know is, how professional is this environment?
Speak the truth there, Coach. I want to thank you for stopping in.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
I believe Matt wants to thank you too.
Thanks, Turk.
No problem, Matt. He didn't prompt you too much there. Just wondering, by him prompting you, does that make you the sidekick? Is that what it is?
Ooh, that's a soft spot.
That's very, very much a soft spot.
I know, I'm actually playing off a previous knowledge thing here.
Coach, thanks for stopping in, and we'll be sure to next week we'll talk more about how you guys are 7-0.
Absolutely, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
I'm looking to win, score some touchdowns, go to the next level. That's what everybody wants, right? Everybody wants to play professional ball, so hopefully I get to take this to the next level.
I'm brand new to this, so I don't know too much, but a lot of hardworking players on the team and come together as a family, nothing but good expectations.
I seriously value our relationship with CSB. It is so important at this point that I almost think that for both entities to grow in the ways that we want to grow, we actually kind of need each other in that way. There's no doubt that what CSB does and what the Bulldogs are doing ties in. There's no denying it. It ties in. I mean, come on, look at professional sports. You have broadcasters on ESPN, on TBS, on this network, on that network, doing everything from college ball to pro ball and everything else. Well, now we get a chance for you guys to get seen in mainstream media, and my players get to get seen in mainstream media. You can't have a better marriage than that.
Dog meat on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dog meat. Me on be strong.
Welcome back to the Dawgpound here on All Noise Radio, powered by All Noise Radio. I'm TJ Grumm, here with my host, Matt Kumor.
How we doing?
Matt, do you want to introduce our guest?
I do want to introduce our guest. We have, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the IGL, Dijon Thomas. It's good to see you. It's good to have you here.
How you guys
How is
doing?
everything?
Everything's great, man.
You want to get a little closer to the mic?
I apologize. There we go.
Yeah.
Little mic adjustment.
There we go.
We laugh.
Yep. John, thank you for coming by. Yeah, I want to say thanks too.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey, how you got to the New Jersey Bulldogs. You know,
All right. From the beginning, first off, my name is Dijon, not Dijon.
Dijon.
It's Dijon.
Dijon. All right.
French.
It's
Okay. All right, just
All
like
right.
the mustard.
All right, Dijon.
All right. I've been playing football since the beginning, since sandbox. I play all sports, honestly: football, track, basketball, baseball. Multi-talented, multifaceted. Top 5 in each category that I name when it comes to sports. Play football at Willingboro High, Holy Cross. Made Burlington City. Played basketball for them. Graduated from there. Went to school for a year. Left school. Came back home. Just started working. Ever since then, I've been on my grind, just playing football. Played semi-pro once for the Ben Salem Packers. And since then, just been playing like rough touch. Trying out for the Philadelphia Soul. Got denied a couple times. Just been grinding out, man.
Is that how you ended up in the IGL? Part of the Bulldogs? Those tryouts with the Soul?
No, I honestly called a phone call from one of my best friends.
Okay.
While I was down south working out. Got the phone call, said he knew a coach and everything like that. He was starting up a new team, come back home for the tryouts. No problem. Came back home. That struggle back home was serious. Talk about that later in life. And ever since then, just been here, been working hard, grinding with my teammates, grinding with my coach. Told him I got his back. And I said, got his 6,
Yeah.
That's all.
And you got his 6, and you got, I believe my count's 11 other 6s, 11 touchdowns this year?
Yeah, man.
Three this past.
And 3 this weekend.
Yeah.
This weekend. Yes, sir.
Of those 3, I made a note in my notes. 2 of them, titled them, Dijon Thomas, get off me. And then the second one was Dijon Thomas, no, seriously, get off me.
Yeah, get off me.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm listening.
Just because the first one was you just blew by everybody.
Yes, sir.
And get off me. Don't touch me. The second one, or no, it was the third one, I believe it was, where you were in the midst of being tackled, spinning around,
switch hands with the ball and everything.
And reach, and you still scored.
Yeah.
These guys, they wrap you around your ankles, you still score
Yeah,
somehow.
man. Listen, it's part of working out, just being strong in all aspects of the game. That's all. Just being conscious of where your field is. That's where basketball comes into play. Knowing my position on the field, knowing my position on the court, knowing the rack is, knowing to score a touchdown. That's all that is.
Matt?
All right, so, your third touchdown, to be honest with you, I found it the most entertaining because at the end of the play, celebration was classic. It was absolutely, I was dying in the stands. I thought it was hysterical. The whole ball stuck to your hand, throwing it down twice, and you gave it to the ref.
Yeah.
You pulled it away because it was still stuck. That was great. Now
That's them great hands.
now, do you think when you score a touchdown, did you think pregame when you're going to do your touchdown celebration, or just kind of come to you naturally when you score?
And no, honestly, this week I actually planned these celebrations.
Okay.
So actually, it was planned this week.
Okay.
The next one's to come. Oh man, look out!
Oh, man.
Look out! Ocho Cinco.
Oh, man.
You can do the canoe with the paddle.
Listen. Arena Ball, they support celebrations and everything like that. They want people to celebrate. It's crowd friendly. It's family friendly. So they want you to celebrate. They want the players to celebrate.
I don't know if you watch any soul games, but one of the running backs, he always goes to the 25-yard line, starts the lawnmower, and starts going.
Gets a rumble on. Yes, sir.
So you've kind of just burst along with the rest of the Bulldogs, just bursted on the scene. Like I said, 11 touchdowns in 5 games. It's 2 a game, and you are such a deep ball threat. I think every game has started with a deep bomb to you, whether it's resulted in a touchdown or not is irrelevant. Deep bomb is the first play call almost.
Pull the trigger.
Set the tone.
That's it. Coach, pull the trigger. That's all I say. To pull the trigger.
So, and you're up for that. You're setting the tone.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Call me. You call me similar to Ray Lewis, like an emotional leader on the team. But I like to speak with my plays, my actions on the field. That's how I like to do it.
That's good. Those are the type of players I like. If the post play antics, they're good. It adds flavor. But if you don't perform, then what's the point of this?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm good when I puff my chest out. I'm good. I did that. But when I fail, it's his fault.
Yes, sir.
I don't like that type of play. I don't know how you feel, Matt. I don't know how you feel.
Listen, I show you how I feel. I speak with action. I speak with action. That's it.
All right. So talk about the game a little bit. The game plan going into this week against the Bucks.
Game plan going against the Bucks, and we knew they was coming with their A game because we beat them once already in week 2 down in the Pinelands. Being that we had 2 weeks layover, we had work to do. We had to get back on the schedule. We had to get back in the office, get our paycheck. That's how I identify when we go to play a game on Saturday. I got my team's programmed to where Saturday's work day. We earn our paycheck that day. During the week is just you're just in the office earning that check. So Saturday come, let's get it. It's time to go to work. Let's punch the clock and everything. Let's go to work. Saturday's game, we just gonna shoot for 6-0. That's just be the objective to get the next win.
No specific game play. Just win.
Let's play ball.
That's simple and it's effective.
Let's
it
play
works
ball.
though.
I love the team aspect.
Yes, sir.
Now, you guys got one of your weapons back on offense, and Omar Clark. What was the team's emotion around that when he came back this week?
He's a funny guy. First practice back. You know what he did? He caught a pass. He went down on the ground, screamed out loud, "Ah!" Coach Turk was like, "Not again." Not again. He's a clown. Like, nah, we need that. We need that aspect over on the other end of the field.
And I like how he said the family thing. I've kind of beat this drum. The Bulldogs are a family. They're not a team. They're a family.
Yeah.
I don't see that from a lot of other teams.
Yeah, that's my brethren.
Turk's your dad.
Step pops. I give it up.
Coach Carter's like they're your crazy uncle.
Yes,
that's really
sir.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
That'll buy you alcohol when you're under 21. That kind of uncle. And then the rest of you guys are brothers.
Yeah.
And if one of you fails, the rest of you fail. And it's not just that. You pick if that one guy fails, if he fell down, you're all there to pick him up.
Yes, sir.
And it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm almost crying thinking about it.
You want to get your tissue?
Tissue, please.
I want to talk about 2-week layoff.
Okay.
Because we were surmising what the players were doing. What did you do with that? With just your Memorial Day weekend? Because that was
me personally. I actually worked out all week. Memorial Day weekend.
Any barbecues?
Yeah, I took in a couple. I had to. It's only nature. It's only nature taking a couple barbecues. But now I worked out.
Were you feeling those barbecues?
Not at all. Not at all. No.
It's good.
No slouch, man. No, how they saying it nowadays? No days off, sleeping.
No days off.
Yeah, and everything like that. You know that Twitter talk and everything, man. That's all.
Are you on Twitter?
Who, me? No, not at all.
No? So you're not a Twitter guy?
I'm not really a fan of social network, but my coach asked me to get on there for team purposes. But,
But you're a Facebook guy, not a Twitter guy, by default of being told.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
That's all.
It's good. I'm not a big Twitter guy either.
I don't have a Twitter either.
Yeah, I don't see. I have my thoughts are too long.
What is that? 160
140 characters. It's just I need more than that. I need at least 240. This guy, it takes me forever to get to a point.
Amen.
So you had the bye week following that.
Yes.
How did that personally affect you? I know you said you were working out, but we were talking about how it's very hard to replicate in game. Just the fatigue that you get from having a guy going 100% right back at you.
You'd be surprised that a person's work ethic could be much harder than the game experience itself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So being the fact that someone will work hard all week long, that game is just fun. For me, that game is fun. This game of football is fun. I love this game.
It should be.
I love this game.
Yeah, I can tell.
Goodness.
And it's interesting you say. I don't see. I know some guys who do semi-pro.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get professional. They're still in college playing college ball. Their work ethic is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It is just god awful. They're off right now. And they're back home, and they're just sitting down playing Call of Duty, playing 2K,
throwing back a couple beers.
in the morning. But it's just, I'm happy, and the fact that it's working out for you is the best part, because it's all you want to see hard work rewarded, and I'm happy for you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Matt, you have thoughts? You've been quiet. I know you're kind of in awe because he's one of your man crushes on the Bulldogs.
Slow motion. Hey, yo, pause.
That is fantastic. Now, let me ask you another question. So, midway through the season, you lost quarterback in Bartok.
Okay.
And Michael Merritt stepped right in and didn't miss a beat at all. Now, throughout the entire season, you played consistently. Mm-hmm. Awesome throughout the entire season. You've been the best receiver on the Bulldogs, if not the IGL, for the entire season. Now, what's the difference playing with Bartok and Merritt? Because it's hard to see a difference with your success, but then again, on the field, I feel like it shows more of a difference when Merritt's in.
The big difference? What number Bartok wore? 2?
Yeah.
What number Merritt wear?
12.
12? That's the only difference.
That's only it?
That's the only difference. The
Really?
jersey numbers.
Really?
We practice, guys.
I know.
We practice.
I know, but it's Bartok's.
Yeah, it's a different
he was.
One likes to go on the gun, the other one doesn't.
Well, no. Yeah. Well, one can extend the play. Is that how hard is that for you as a wide receiver?
To pick a quarterback?
No. Not to pick a quarterback, but to know that the play's not going to be over if the line breaks down.
Mm-hmm.
The very rare times that happens.
All right, but what about the one play when we was over in Pinelands? Bartok went out and like you said, Mike extended the play. I thought the play was over, but I kept continuing running, and the pass came to me.
You
understand what I'm saying? So it's like either one could do it.
All right, so Dijon Thomas, no difference except for the jersey number.
That's it.
No height. They're the same height.
Nah, and it gets critical after that, but no difference, man. We practice. That's all it is.
So basically, when the ball's in the air, that's all. It doesn't matter who threw it.
Nope.
The ball's in the air right to you. That's all that matters
at the end
to
of the day, who they want to catch the ball? A receiver, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You know
Now-
what I'm saying?
I like that take.
This week we were talking to Coach Turk about it.
Yes.
You introduced a new quarterback in Eric Childs.
Okay.
Man Beast, the Man Beast.
That's
do you like that? Do you like that
that's
nickname?
the nickname y'all gave?
That's the one that I do.
Listen,
Do you approve of it?
Y'all got to take that up with that man.
All right.
I call him E. Childs.
E. Childs.
E.
We
Childs.
can work with that.
We got to talk to him.
I think Man Beast is. I mean, E. Childs is good, but Man Beast. You get some T-shirts.
The thing is, though, he's not a
promotional.
child.
There's nothing child. He's grown. He's grown. There's nothing child. Child, please.
So he'll prove or deny that. Okay.
All right. We'll get to him about that. We'll get official word from him.
Yeah.
But What is it going to be like? You're now going to be you're probably going to score a touchdown from Childs. It's almost guaranteed at this point. The way you go, you're guaranteed chalk it up two touchdowns. Are you excited? Because now that's another dimension of the offense.
I am.
Okay.
It's add on to the celebrations, so now I got to go into my arsenal, see what's up, see what I got in there, figure out some creativeness.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
The more we think about these celebrations, he's getting me excited. I know you're in awe right now of thinking of it. Just
you ain't like you ain't like the Call of Duty one.
I did like that one. Yeah, I love it.
That was my favorite one.
We were sitting there, and because it's a classic. Okay. It's a classic where my hands are sticky. Some guys do it with the foot, they're like and then they pick it up.
Yes,
you got the ref involved in it.
Yeah,
that was great.
That's how you make it official.
Yeah, I see. I see what you did. I like it. I like it a lot.
That's great. Yes, sir.
I want to ask you, and this is, were you for that cheap shot in the fourth quarter?
Okay.
If Kareem did not get there, how quick would you have gotten there and gotten Merritt's back?
I was at the other end of the field. I actually got there in a pretty good time. So if I was down there, I might have popped off. Excuse my French. I might have took care of business myself. I might have got a little final ejection or what have you, discipline for my action.
So it's a good thing maybe that Kareem got there.
Yes.
What's your opinion of that? As far as you guys you're working for a chance. You guys have a very business-like approach. You all understand we all want to get there. We're going to help each other out.
Yes.
When something like that happens, what are you thinking about that guy?
Shows weak character. To me, it shows weak character. It shows that you'll do anything to win. It shows you'll do anything to win, but at what cost now? You know what I mean? So now it's like, you're showing lack of class. It was classless, as my coach used on the field. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on, guy. So now, which guy is going to be subjected to coming down to your level and handling that situation? You know what I mean? Because at the same time, that's our brother, our brethren. You know what I'm saying? Our teammate. So it's like, how can you handle that?
Yeah. And I think it was handled well on your guys' part.
Yeah.
The refs we covered, they terrible job. But Kareem protected the quarterback and didn't bring it any further than that. I laughed at the refs deciding to walk both penalties off when it got nowhere.
Listen, man. That officiating that game, great job, guys. Great job. That's all I have for you.
I smell sarcasm.
I see sarcasm. But Dijon, I'm happy we got you in here because we want to know you guys. Let everybody else know more about you. Where you're coming from, what your goals are. So thank you for being the first player in the Dawgpound.
I appreciate the opportunity.
And maybe we'll get you on it again.
Hey, man,
trying. more you just keep scoring.
I need more practice with this thing.
Yeah, we're gonna. We might put it. If you score 4 touchdowns in a game, no, because that seems easy. 5 touchdowns in a game.
Okay.
We'll get you back on no matter who we had lined up.
You hear that, coach? Pull the trigger.
Dijon, thank you for coming in.
No problem. Thank you.
Catch you around.
All right.
We'll be right back here on the Dawgpound on allnoiseradio.com, powered by All Noise Radio.
Luke Latanzio here with IGL Weekly at the Wells Fargo Center. I'm joined here with Dijon Thomas, wide receiver of the New Jersey Bulldogs. Dijon, how you doing today?
Doing real good. Had a spectacular game with my team today.
I can imagine after getting the W and with 3 touchdown passes, I can imagine you're doing pretty good.
I couldn't do that that front line, the offensive line. Defense kept us in there. Oh, yeah. Had to do it.
They performed very well today, I must say. Now, my question for you is, you started off pretty good. You took the early lead. A little rough down the stretch, but you were able to pull it out. Can you tell me a bit about how you were able to do that?
Discipline, football, and everything like that coming together, hard work at practice. We just had to get a paycheck, Hard work during the week, come and get this paycheck on Saturdays and everything like that. That's all.
I can definitely respect that. Now, 3 touchdown catches today. Can you tell me a little bit about the chemistry you've been able to build up with the quarterback, Michael Merritt?
Practice. I'm talking about practice. That's all we do is practice. Practice.
And in the game, right?
Yes,
and in the game,
sir.
all right.
Yes,
Now you're 6-0, the only undefeated team in the IGL. Can you tell me a little bit about expectations going forward and what you can do to continue this winning streak?
As with any team in this league, trying to go to the chip. One thing on the mind, going to the chip. Right now, game 7-0, it's next goal.
There you heard it right there, 7-0 prediction, wide receiver Dijon Thomas of the New Jersey Bulldogs. Dijon, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
All right.
Luke Latanzio, IGL Weekly.
Welcome back to the Dawgpound, final segment here on allnoiseradio.com, powered by All Noise Radio. I'm TJ Grumm. He's Matt Kumor.
What's up?
You're getting better at that.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm really working hard on that. But I'm going to be honest with you. Today's show, as the first show that we've done in the Dawgpound, is extremely exciting. The fact that we had Coach Turkel on and Dijon Thomas, and both of them are great characters. Really good interviews from them. And I think it really put a perspective on where the team is at right now, in mentally, physically, and just really how much fun they have when they play.
Dude, you can tell. It's awesome. I mean, we had Dijon come in, and he was, he's like, all right, well, can I say this kind of stuff? I was like, well, no. He's like, but that's me. I was like, look, we want you to be you, but same time, got to be clean.
Yeah, but then again,
he kept it clean.
And he showed us exactly who he was.
Exactly.
Tough guy. Hardworking, never takes a day off.
Teams know day off.
Exactly.
Might as well call the entire team knows days off.
Yeah, might as well.
I'm excited. For us, this is the first actual radio show we're doing. So, it's our first venture. These guys, it's Dijon's first venture into being a player with media, being around the players. The Bulldogs, they came to us over at CSB, Cherry Hill, Connecticut School of Broadcasting. For more information, call 1-800-TV-RADIO or go to www.gocsb.com. Find all your information there. It's all good. But they came to us, said, hey, look, we got similar things. You guys you're media and you a lot of sports guys. You can you can work. We want to be pros. Some of our guys are going to be pros, and they need to know how to handle the media. It's a very weird take on handling the media compared to other leagues. A lot of them just rookie seminars type stuff. Yeah, it's hands on, much like CSB.
It's a lot of fun, just like CSB.
Love it. Now that our plug is out of the way, this week, Bulldogs are taking on the in-state rival. I'm doing that with air quotes if you're not privy to the YouTube.
We can call them a rival. They got some history.
No, rivals have to be, challenging. I don't see a challenge coming from the Camden Lions.
Yeah, the Camden Lions are small and the Bulldogs are big.
No. We're small. All right, maybe I'm not small. I'm kind of fat. You're skinny and lanky. We're small, though, compared to the Bulldogs. These guys are childs. We were talking about how Eric Childs is not a child. He's a grown man. These are children playing football. Although Manny Kabaska is a hell of a talent. He's the diamond in the rough on that team. And we'll focus with the Bulldogs defense for how they have to contain him, which is contain him. But I don't know, from what you've seen of Manny Kabaska, how are the defensive line going to have to do? What are they going to have to do to adjust to him?
They're going to have to contain because that guy, I feel like he rolls out every 3 plays. He rolls out to his left-handed guy, rolling out to his left and always trying to make the play, always extending the play. He never stays in the pocket. And with the defensive rush of the Bulldogs, the outside ends are going to have to contain him in the inside. Or either that or they're going to have to run him down. But, he's not accurate in the run. So if he's out the pocket, it's not going to be it's not. I don't think it's going to be that much of a struggle for the defensive line, especially because the offensive line of the Camden Lions, they're all smaller than I am, and I only weigh 170 pounds. So
I'm surprised they haven't offered me a chance to be on the team or something like that. I'm 250 plus. I'm going to say it that way. I'm not entirely too sure, but
you used to be an athlete. At least you guys are athletes.
No. I was a lineman. There's a difference. Keith and the rest of the Bulldogs are athletes. I was just a lineman.
Yeah,
there's a big difference. And these guys aren't linemen though. I believe they had a wide receiver. One of their linemen wears number 17 because he was going to be a wide receiver.
Yeah, and with the guys on the outside, the Lions actually have. I believe they have. I don't know if it's either 1 or number 3.
One.
He's huge.
No. He's tall.
Huge, tall. He's like 6'7", 6'8", and the Bulldogs don't have a cornerback or a defensive guy that is that tall that can go up and challenge.
Okay,
but that could be a challenge for the Bulldogs. But I feel like that's going to be their only challenge.
I will agree. But here's my thing: without having a defensive line in front of them, this center for the Camden Lions, I don't think he's completed a shotgun snap at all, and they have to go to shotgun snap because that's the only way Kabaska can get a second of the field. I've counted several, and Kabaska's not tall either. These are like a full foot above him, And he's showing off his athleticism by jumping up and getting it with one hand and being able to find something.
Yeah, and I mean, with the depth that the Bulldogs have at line, they're going to be fresh coming at them all day long.
9 or 10 linemen that they can rotate.
Yeah.
And be. I mean, even if you only have Kareem come in for one play on nose tackle, that center is going to, ship his pants. Ship his pants. Kmart, ship his pants. You've seen that commercial?
I have not seen that commercial.
You haven't seen that commercial?
Completely over my head.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
not picking up what you're putting down.
You got to see it. It's a great commercial. The guy's like shocked that you can ship your pants, and he's like, I just shipped my pants. And he's like, yep.
Oh, I get it. Oh,
ship, as in
P.
like
the P instead of
yes,
the P.
ship.
Oh, okay.
I was putting this in the emphasis on ship. And there's an old lady who's like, I just shipped my pants. It's so convenient. Old guy goes, it's convenient, and then like another old guy's in a bed going, I just shipped my bed. It's like, this is great. It's hilarious.
I haven't done that in a while.
I'm afraid I don't want to know which. Oh, all right.
You don't know how long ago it was.
But yeah, he's going
back to the dogs.
He's going to Kmart his pants.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he is because they got Demetrius Hester, they got Alan Jones, they got Eric Childs, they got what's it called, Marquise Slocum. All these guys are coming at him full force every single play, and he's going to roll out and he's going to meet one of these guys on the outside, and he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt this game.
Oh yeah.
I
don't want him to get hurt.
He's not going to want to play.
No, and we don't want him to get hurt, but it's just when you have no offensive line and you go against the best defensive line, you're going to get hurt. And if I'm Manny Kabowska, I'm calling sick. Sorry, coach, I can't make it.
TJ, there's a cough button.
No. But it's just the whole. I don't know. I'm fearful for these guys.
Yeah,
I really am. Their offense, because there is. I'm as big as these guys, and if you put pads on me, I can do my best to slow some of these guys down. I'm not going to stop any of them. These guys can't even slow them down. They're going into the express lane. They're going through the easy pass lane, and they're just flying through. That's exactly what this is going to be. The offensive line for the Camden Lions is now being referred to by myself as the easy pass line.
Touche. All right.
It's easy pass. Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, and another thing that's kind of big for this game it's probably going to be overlooked is the Bulldogs came off 2 weeks off, and I mean, like Dijon said, it really didn't matter because he works hard every single day, so games are fun for him. But now that they've played last week and they're going to be playing the Lions that aren't as
competitive
as the Bucs are. I think that they're gonna get smacked right in the head.
Well, maybe competitive is not the right word. I have gone on record on IGL saying that they're the team with the most heart, which is true. I still believe that the most heart. They I believe they won this week. Correct? They played this past week. They won, right? They're 4.
I feel like the next thing you're gonna tell me is that the Lions have courage.
Well, to get across these guys, they do have courage. They gotta have courage. Not brain, but just courage. You're going to be looking like the Wizard of Oz line, all these guys. But I'd say midway through the first.
Tin Man, a lion, and a scarecrow?
Not even. They don't even need the rest of the crew. They just need the line. But no, I do think, obviously, they're going to give their most effort against these guys. But
they have to, man. They're the best team in the league. They have to.
It comes back to what I said on IGL Weekly.
If they don't come with their A game, there's no point to come. Might as well not even show up.
But no. What I'm saying, their A game's not as good as other teams. But their heart makes up for it against some of these other teams. It's not going to make up for against the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs aren't some
Bulldogs are going to tear their heart out. They really are. They're going to just maul them. On defense for sure.
We're not even talking. We're talking about the offense.
All right, we want to talk about where do you want to start with it? You can start anywhere, and it's not. It's going to be the same story almost. But go ahead.
I mean, they're bigger. They're more powerful. What defensive lineman on the Camden Lions is going to get around the offensive line of the Bulldogs?
Wait. Quick question. Do they have a defensive line? I've never seen. I've never seen them get a sack. I don't think they've gotten a sack this season.
I'm sure they've gotten one.
All right, but that's probably by proxy of a bad snap that gets all the way back and the quarterback's already on the ground. They're like, oh, touch him.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, even with with their new smash mouth Eric Childs Wildcat option. I mean, when you put Marquise in motion on these guys,
and you have five.
You have five guys that are 300 pounds and they're coming at you. I mean, they are just going to beat them senseless. with that formation.
I think that Coach Turkel put this Wildcat in and showed it off this week to basically show the Camden Lions exactly what they were getting. I really think they're going to, my old high school coach, to be one of those guys who talks about his old high school stuff. For one game, he ran the same play to the left side 7 times. Ran that same play, flipped it to the right side, ran it another 7 times. Then flipped it back to the left side and do it another 3 times. Ran the same play 17 times because the team couldn't stop it. And we scored 3 times. There is no way that doesn't happen. I mean, I expect her to flip it around, but he might just say, look, I'm just going to set the tone, and I just want to put it in there. I just want to just shove it down their throat.
Yeah, and even if you don't want to shove it down their throat, then drop back with merit and pull the trigger.
Yeah, and it's going to be Omar Clark's second game, and I think the timing's going to be there. We saw the timing was a little bit off, between Merritt and Clark, but if you get their timing on right and you get that chemistry between, Maltaris, Thomas, and Clark, we've said it before. It's the best receiving core in the league, without a doubt.
Did you see Jimmy the Show's catch?
Oh my God,
quarter? That was amazing. What he did with that ball, it was my.
He's going to be on, and I'm going to show him that drop we have. I'd preview it now, but that'd be giving away the secret. And I like the tease. So we're definitely, so Jimmy, if you're watching this, or listening, you got to get in here. But yeah, so the rest of the offense, is there even a reason to just throw, why even throw the ball? Literally just put anybody back in the tailback and just run it.
Yeah, but
this might be the only arena game where the ball's not thrown at all.
Yeah, it could be, but I mean, when it comes down to it, you have to throw the ball to move the chains. Yeah. And the arena football game is 90% passing, 10% running, regardless of how you want to change it up. I mean, teams can do it one way, but when it comes down to it, you're just bigger than, more powerful than the other team.
That's what I'm saying.
And I really hope the Bulldogs don't come out and think that. I hope they come out and think they need to step up and play. I hope they drop 45 points.
Oh, no, Coach, that's exactly what's going to happen.
And only let up 10. But you can't dumb your level down to the other team, and I feel like the Bulldogs did that in the second half last week against the Bucks.
I honestly think they may have done it the whole game. The first half was good, but they should have been up by more. They really should have been. And I expect big points from this week. I'm going to say final score, I think it's going to be about 44 to 6.
You said an odd number, right? No one kicks extra points in this league.
44 to 6.
Okay, I thought you said 43.
I did say 43, but then I corrected myself and said 44. What's your final prediction before we head out?
I got 42 to 12. I think it's going to be an absolute blow. They're going to smash them in the face the entire game.
Okay.
It's going to be pretty.
We'll be there. So if you're watching, listening, you can stop over and say hi to us.
Hey, Dijon, next time you score a touchdown, do it at the camera.
We'll be in the Pineland Center. The Bulldogs will be in the Pineland Center on a Saturday, 5 p.m. They play the Camden Lions. We'll be there all day as per CSB and IGL Weekly, or the IGL's partnership. So if you're there and you want to say hi, we listened to you, we saw you, and we thought your dancing was cool.
Yeah, no one's going to say that to you, TJ. Nobody.
Really? It's an attempt. Can I get an attempt this cool? All right, whatever. Fine. We'll be here next week, same time, same place, in the Dawgpound. You're leaving the Dawgpound now, right here on allnoiseradio.com, powered by All Noise Radio. I'm TJ Grumm.
And I'm Matt Kumor.
And
have a great night.
Have a great night. Or day.